All right, so it is 1 a.m. and I can't sleep, so you all know what that means. It's time for another writing video. Um, as I said before, I promised you all would not have to wait a month or two before the next one came here, and I was right. But before we begin, earlier today we hit 150 subs on the channel. We're currently at 154, so thank you all so much. It gets me emotional, makes me want to cry almost to know that all of you like my like my content so much that you want to support me going forward to make even better content and try brand new foods and brand new video ideas for all of you. But I just want to thank you all once again, and this would not have been possible without all of you. So, once again, thank you all for 150 subs. Things can only get better from here, and I cannot wait to see where the channel goes, thanks to all of you. So, in the last writing video, we redid the third interlude and partially redid the third scene, and then we moved the third interlude to where the fourth interlude would be, because in the brand new scene 3, we also learn that the son's father is also dead, and so now interlude 3 is going to be where the son explains the tragic death of his parents. So this video is probably going to be quite a tearjerker, because this is going to be a very emotionally heavy monologue that the son's about to deliver. I don't have the whole thing planned out, but I have all the major points that I want to cross planned out. So and of course I'll read it all to you after it's done, and I'll be talking to myself as I type it out. Okay, so hold on, I gotta sneeze. Maybe not. Oh. No, I guess not. Okay. First, I'll read scene 3, the new scene 3. So the son says, "Hey, how are you doing? How's work?" The father, distant and reverberating, says, "I'm doing good. Work's been good. How are you?" The son says, "Well, I've got some news. The first is that the girl that I was dating and I aren't together anymore because she was cheating on me." The father, distant and reverberating, says, "Oh." Son says, "The second is that I've since gotten back into online dating, and I thought that it was going pretty well until yesterday when I had a date with the girl that I've been talking to, and then she stood me up." The father, distant and reverberating, says, "Oh." So the son says, "And so right now I'm just utterly confused by what's been happening to me, and so I just need you to talk to me about it and give me the fatherly advice that I need right now." The father, distant and reverberating, says, "All right, so I don't need to tell you this, but breakups are obviously hard. And you know this because you've had 2 girlfriends before this one, and I know that you don't want to think this way or admit it, but you've become a better and stronger person because of these breakups. And I know that waiting for the one sucks a lot, and I know that you're going to feel really lonely during these coming months, or maybe even years, until you get into a new relationship. And you just have to remember that when you're at your lowest, to just think of us, and I'm sure that you'll feel better because you did. And you are strong. You are so strong. If anybody else in the whole world was in your position, then they would have cracked from the stress so long ago. I know that I'm your father, and I'm supposed to be this pillar of example for you to follow. But if I'm being honest, then I really envy the strength that you have. The way that you've handled these past breakups has been absolutely textbook in every way, I think. And it has made me so proud to know that even despite all the bad things that these girls had said to you and done to you, you never once let your manners falter. You've handled all these breakups so well. You haven't thrown things or hit things or broken anything or said anything mean or regretful. And that is just amazing. You are amazing. Remember how amazing you are, and nothing will be able to stop you from achieving the happy life that I know you want." The lights slowly come up on downstage left, revealing the grave of the father, and the son says, "At least I hope that's what you would have said if you were still here." The son turns and walks away as the stage goes dark, and the scene goes back to the single chair illuminated by the spotlight. The music playing is "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. I'm going to change this direction because I want the sun to be standing already. I want the sun to be standing already when the spotlight comes on. So let's see. I farted. The scene. Actually, let's go back. Right. Okay, so except for sun turns and walks away as the stage goes dark and the scene goes back to the single chair illuminated by the spotlight, except for sun already standing in front of. Oh no, I know what I'll do. I'll make a different stage direction. Now, you son of a bitch. When the spotlight hits him, sun is already standing in front of the chair. He is looking down at his hands while he picks at them. He's looking down at his hands while he picks at them. Picks at them. This is obviously a nervous tick. When the spotlight hits him, the sun is already standing in front of the chair. He's looking down at his hands while he picks at them. This is obviously a nervous tick. So the sun says, It's funny. I'm only on the third line, and this is already getting a little bit hard for me to type down because like even like both my parents are very alive and well, and yet talking about a fake car accident that talking about a car accident that the son's parents end up getting into that causes them to be killed is, I don't know, it feels really real, even though it's not real at all. Um, probably because probably because I've known people, a lot of people in my life who have been killed in car wrecks from the exact kind of wreck that I'm describing in the interlude. But, so I'll be reading it to you all when I finish typing it, or whenever I get to the point where I don't want to finish, or I don't want to do any more typing, which could happen. So this is going to be when I get to reading it, this is probably going to make some of you cry, maybe. Oh, gosh. got me crying now. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Okay. Okay. That's my arm's kind of itchy. That was another thing. This is the new shirt that my mom bought for me when she was last at Universal Orlando. She got it from the Harry Potter World. It says butter beer on it. In case you didn't realize, I guess. It's a bit tight on me. Makes my biceps look really big, but it doesn't really do anything for me besides that, I guess. Wasn't thinking I'd have to do this, but now I got to figure out how long somebody would get arrested for if they were charged with 2 accounts of first-degree vehicular manslaughter. So this is going to take a second, but hey, we get to take a fun trip to Google real quick, I think, hopefully. Come on, Google. Do that thing where you load your search bar for me. We're all on this little side note. I guess I'll bring the mood back up a little bit while I do this research. I've started watching. Today I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen because I happened to see the movie poster for it when my friends and I went and saw the new Batman, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, which is the movie that they've made. I saw the poster for it and I was like, wow. And I remembered that I have a subscription to Crunchyroll that I haven't been using for the last month or so. So I started watching it today, and I really like it so far. It's really, it's pretty cool. The opening number 1 is an absolute fucking banger. How many years in prison for vehicular manslaughter? At least 4 years. Driving under the influence. Where a DUI offense results in the death of another person, the driver can face felony manslaughter charges. A conviction can lead to a substantial prison sentence, will be generally at least 4 years. That's just what it is in my state. I don't know. I guess now it's a question of do I want this to be a case of, this guy who ended up killing the son's parents. He ended up hitting them and running through that stop sign just because he was being a reckless driver who wasn't paying attention, or was it because he was somehow on drugs or drunk out of his mind? I could make him drunk. That would further. I could say that the guy was drunk, which would further help the audience understand the son's extreme hatred for all forms of alcohol. I could make it so that maybe he was high on some kind of drug, which would begin to bring forth let the audience know about the son's also hatred of not just alcohol, but also other drugs. I don't know. I'll be generous to the story and I'll say that he was given 15 years. Yeah, I think I'll say that the guy was drunk because it'll help the audience further understand another reason why this son absolutely can't stand any form of alcohol. Oh, that's totally nothing. Shit. Wish I knew what the shortcut for the italicized button was. I'm sure I could look it up, but I don't care enough to do that, so. I farted again. Okay, so the video is 36 minutes long now. So, and I still have a fair bit to type. So I'm actually going to read what I have, and then we'll end the video, and we'll save the rest of interlude 3 for the next video. And so I said, so this is, gosh, yeah. This is not a happy interlude. This is gonna be I have every intention for this interlude to be the first mega hard hitting moment for the audience in this show. So it reads, so the translation says, sun turns and walks away as the stage goes dark, and the scene goes back to the single chair illuminated by the spotlight. The music playing is Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. When the spotlight hits him, Sun is already standing in front of the chair. He is looking down at his hands while he picks at them. This is obviously a nervous tick. The Sun says, it was a car wreck. My parents were out grocery shopping while they were on their way back. Okay, sorry. I read that too fast. Sun says, it was a car wreck. My parents were out grocery shopping, and while they were on their way back, they ended up getting T-boned at a four-way stop that wasn't too far from their house. An eyewitness said that they had stopped at the intersection with no other cars around, but as they began to drive through the intersection, a huge white pickup truck came flying in out of nowhere and hit their car on the passenger side. My mom was killed on impact. The son stares out into the audience as we begin to see the tears forming around his eyes. The person who witnessed it all called 911 right after the crash happened. My dad was able to be pulled out of the car and taken to the emergency room at the local hospital, but he was pronounced dead within an hour of him getting there. His last words apparently were, "Are the groceries all right?" The son chuckles to himself, but is obviously in pain over discussing this tragic event. The son stares out into the audience again for a moment, and the audience is easily able to see his tears. I hate pickup trucks. Everything about them, from the size to the shape, all the way down to the people who tend to drive them, fills me with absolute disgust just to even think about it. The guy who was driving the truck was at least arrested with 2 charges of first-degree vehicular manslaughter and was given 15 years of prison. The police told me that the guy was drunk at the site, which is just the fucking icing on the cake, I guess. The weirdest part is that it was the middle of the day, and so the only question that I have now is, why was that guy drunk in the early afternoon? Short pause. The horrible car accident that killed my parents there we go, there's a typo right there. That's where you gotta read your stuff, kids. Isn't. The horrible car accident that killed my mom, that killed my parents, isn't even the worst part of it all, honestly. The worst part of it is the moment that I realized just how evil my grandpa is. Ever since my parents had first started dating, my mom's dad did not like my dad at all. And that is all that I have for right now. Honestly, I would say that we are probably only maybe about halfway through the 3rd interlude, so this is going to be a big chunk to get through, but everything else is going to be awesome, or it's exciting. It's exciting to me because the play is really coming together, and we're not even to scene 5 yet. I love it. All right, so yep, that's gonna do it for this video. Sorry for the really long video, but you know, that's how it is. That's just the nature of these videos, I guess. Once again, thank you all so much for 150 subscribers here on the channel. The 150 sub celebration will be going up soon, hopefully this week, if I can sit down, if I can think of exactly what I want to do for it, and then sit down and actually do it. Thank you all so much for 150 subs. If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this in the future. Now the next goal is, of course, 200 subscribers. So we are already well on our way to that next goal. Once again, thank you all so much for 150 subs. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, bye.